Welcome to another Kingdom Math Guy video. Today we're doing a slightly more interesting problem, and the problem statement is that what is the probability of rolling exactly two sixes with four d6 dices? So let's break down this problem a bit. So let's suppose we have four dices, and actually let's represent them as four numbers really. Since every one of these numbers can be of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So we have to pick one of these six numbers such that for each four of these, such that there's only two sixes. And it's basically asking how many ways we can pick those two sixes. And well, the total amount of possible combinations of four sixes is actually just 6 to the 4th, which is, I think, 1296, if I'm correct. Um, yeah, so we can start sort of listing out probabilities. So, for example, we can start with 1111, which obviously doesn't satisfy the criteria of rolling two sixes. So instead, we can do 1166. Now, this one satisfies it, so we can count it as ones, and then we can notice that if 1166 satisfy it, then 1266 satisfy it. And as a matter of fact, this 2 here, it doesn't have to be a 2, it can be anything else. It can be a 3. Oh well, that's a terrible 3, but it can be a 3, it can be a 4, it can be a 5, but it couldn't be a 6. So we have 5 total ways of making it with making a fit a combination, fit the criteria with only two sixes at the end of the numbers. And since that's 5, we can keep on counting. But at 6, if this is 6, then that's a different case. So let's count the cases where if that's 6. So let's see. So if we have 1, that doesn't work. So but we can have 1 here and then 6 here. That's one case. And then we can have 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here. And then that's still the same amount of cases. So we have 5 plus 5 so far. I have 10 cases so far. Right. And then we can have this as 6, which will give us another separate case. And then this can be 1, which will satisfy the problem. And then we can have 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that is 5, so we can have a total of another 5. So we can have 10. Whoops, 10. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah. 10 plus 5 equal to 15 choices. Now, the neat thing about this is that changing the first number doesn't actually affect what happens in these three boxes. So, like these three boxes, changing this one doesn't impact this one, right? So that just means that we can change this to be 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And it really doesn't matter. So basically, that just says that we have a total of 15 times 5 equals to 75 probabilities, well, combinations. And and once we have 6, this is again slightly different because we can have 6116, right? And this is again five possibilities. So that's another 5 choices. And then, yeah, and then this can be 6, and then we can have this to be another 5 possibilities. So that's a 10 possibility. And then there's again this would be 5, and then that would be a total of 50 possibilities because we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50. And then once this becomes 6 as well, let's actually erase that. Sorry, it becomes 6 as well. Then here these two couldn't be 6, so there's a it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just 5 squared, so which is 25. And then we have 75 plus 25 plus 50, which is just 150. And 150 over 1296 is our answer. However, there is actually a simpler way to do this that just requires knowing a bit of combinations. So, choosing two sixes out of four dices is the same thing as saying 4 choose 2, right? Which is saying that we pick two items from four items, which this is equal to 6, by the way. Equal to 6. And then we want two of those to be 6. So that means that we want to uh, multiply by 1 6 squared, right? So we have 4 half, not 4 half actually. This is 4 choose 2, right? Multiply it by 1 6 squared because we want two boxes. It's because we have four empty spaces and one any of those to be 6. So any two of those to be 6. So it's a total of 1 6 squared chance. All right, but we also want the other two to be 1 2 3 4 or 5. So that's just 5 over 6 chance. And then we can just multiply this out, and then we get that it's 1 6 times uh, 25 over 36, and that's gonna be 25 over 216. And then if we multiply this by 6 over 6, we get the same answer, which is 150 over 1296. Alright, yeah, anyway, that's today's video about some combinatorics and probability. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's see you next time.